Hi everyone, Christine again. I know I haven't done a tutorial in a little while here, but I'm back. I'm going to show today a waterfall technique on the two fingers here that have In the Mood on them. This is one of the brand new creamy whites from GelMoment. So I'm working on my fall mani here. On my thumb, I've got Toes in the Sand. That's another new color. On my pointer finger and my pinky, I've got Pumpkin Splash, and then on my middle finger and ring finger, I've got In the Mood. So I'm going to attempt the waterfall technique, and essentially behind me here, I've just got a dollop of Pumpkin Splash right here, and over here, I've got Toes in the Sand. Have the colors lined up in the back there. I'm also going to be using Meteor Aura, so it's a sparkly one. This is also the color of the month for October 2020. This one is on sale right now for $20. Okay, so I am just going to focus on my middle finger and ring fingers right now. I'm going to take one of my brushes from the Creativity Kit. Oops. Right here, you can see just one of the really thin, longer ones. And I'm just going to drag my brush through and wipe it off a smidge. And then what I'm going to do here is, I don't know if my finger is going to be creating too much of a shadow here. Oh, there we go. So I'm just going to start wherever and drag it up, just like that. Okay, dip it again, and just find another spot and drag it up. If it's not perfect, that's fine. Oops, that's a bit much. Okay. And for the waterfall, I'm going to be using two colors. I did have coffee this morning, so please excuse my shakiness. I'm going to be using two colors, whereas I've only ever seen it done with one color and the sparkles, but I'm doing two colors and the sparkles just to sort of integrate all of my fall colors here. So you just make random lines, random lengths. You don't want them all the same length. Again, doesn't matter if they're perfect. And I'll go on to my next finger. Hoping you guys can see this with the lighting. It's kind of funny in here right now. There we go. If it's not completely solid, don't worry about it. Just want that one a little bit darker. So, and you can really play around with it too. And until you cure it, you can, if you don't like it, just wipe it off. Use one of your cleansing pads and just wipe it off. To wipe off, I personally use just a cotton pad. Here, I've got it over to the side here. Just a cotton pad with rubbing alcohol. That works perfectly fine. And I want to get down to the side here a little bit. And to the other side too. Get some color over there. Oops. A little bit more on the brush. And you just drag it up. And I do want to get one more brown one down here. Oops, that's a little bit thick, but c'est la vie. Okay. When you're switching colors, you do want to wipe off your brush really good. So again, either use a cleansing pad or your cotton pad with rubbing alcohol. You just want the brush to dry off a little bit. Actually, before I use my other color, I will cure the toes in the sand on my nails. I'm happy with it, so I do want to cure it before I start messing with any other colors. I don't want the colors to mix on my nail. I do want them to be separate. Again, I do have the deluxe lamp, so it is going to cure in 45 seconds. So it's quite quick. All right, we've got just about 15 seconds left here. And then I'm going to go in with my pumpkin splash and fill in not all of the gaps, just add a little bit of the pumpkin splash just to sort of incorporate all of the colors that I'm using on my hands right now. So there you go. You can see that's totally cured. Okay. So now I'm going to dip my brush in the pumpkin splash and do the same technique here. Okay, just going to go in wherever and add some pumpkin splash. You don't want to fill in all of the space at the top of your nail. You do want some of the base color showing through still. There we go. That's looking pretty good. And I'll just go right there with some pumpkin splash. I want to make this one a little longer so you can see it. Okay, that's good for that nail. Move on to the next. It's this polish is very forgiving. As I said, if you just make a mistake, so let's say I didn't like that pumpkin splash that I just put on, take my cotton pad and wipe it off. Because the color underneath is already cured, it's not going to wipe off. So if you're doing intricate nail art, it's always good to, if you've done something that you like, cure it right away. That way, if anything else you add to it you don't like, you can always just wipe it off, and then what you do like is still saved. All right, so we're just gonna get some more pumpkin splash in here. I want my lines to be fairly straight. I mean, as I said, they don't have to be perfect, but I do want them to be fairly straight, just giving sort of that streaky look. Okay, let's see, am I happy with that? That looks good to me. Okay, I'm gonna clean off my brush again. And I'm just going to, this mat is from GelMoment as well. And it's wonderful when you are doing nail art or mixing colors. You can literally just put the polish right on the mat and it wipes up with just your regular cleansing pads or, again, just the cotton pad with rubbing alcohol. So I'm going to just roll my Meteor Aura in my hands and you can see how sparkly that is. I'm just going to drop it. This one is quite thick. You'll notice with the sparkly ones, they are a little bit thicker. The consistency is a little bit different than the regular. I'm going to cure my pumpkin splash stripes. The consistency is a little bit different, a little bit thicker on the sparkle ones. So I'm going to just, again, cure the pumpkin splash stripes that I've done, just so that my Meteor Aura doesn't mix in with them. And I can show you guys a little bit better here what that Meteor Aura looks like. Oh, there you go. So it's got multiple colors in the sparkle, and it does change quite nicely depending, like if you just wanted to do one accent nail with Meteor Aura on it, it does change the look depending on what color you do have underneath. Okay, so, oh goodness, now it's not focusing here for you guys. I'll move it further back here. Oh goodness, okay, that looks like it's going to be as good as we can get it right now. There we go. All right, so I'm just going to take my brush into that Meteor Aura. This one, you are going to put it on a little bit more clumpy just because of the consistency of the polish. So just go in wherever you want. Again, it's very forgiving. Make your lines however long you want them. Fill in some of that extra space that you've got. And add however much sparkle you want. There we go. Oops. So this one is proving to be a little bit more difficult to get on the really thin brush, but that's okay. You just play around with it. You sort of have to, instead of dipping it, you sort of have to scoop, which is absolutely fine to do as well. Okay. There you have it. I think I am happy with that on my middle finger. And I'm just going to go and do my ring finger. There we go. So if you break the nail art down into steps, like if you see something on Pinterest or whatever that you really like and you think, oh man, that's going to be too difficult for me, you just really have to break it down into steps. Honestly, this waterfall look is literally just making stripes on your nails. Super, super easy. Okay. And this Meteor Aura is absolutely gorgeous. I love, 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 love the teal sparkles that are in it. This is the first time I'm using the Meteor Aura, and it is just gorgeous. Okay. I think that's good. So you can sort of see how that has a waterfall effect. And then I want to clean my brush off right away. You don't want this to harden on your brush, so I'm going to cure that. Again, that's going to be about 45 seconds to cure. And then what I'm going to do is just on the nails that have the waterfall effect, I'm going to take my Clearly Frisky and just do a nice little coat on top just to protect all of that nail art that I've done. And Clearly Frisky has just come back into stock, so if you don't have it yet, I do suggest getting it as soon as possible. Not saying that it's going to go out of stock again, but you know, just in case. Clearly Frisky is one of the staples to have in your collection. And the Clearly Frisky just looks like that. Oop. There you have it. Clearly Frisky. All right. So I am just going to take my Clearly Frisky and go right over the top of that. Again, mind the gap at your cuticles, just like you would have with a regular polish. If you are not sure about application, because I did have my base coats already done, I do have a YouTube tutorial on applications and removals. And then you always want to cap the tip, especially with nail art like this. You're going to want to cap the tip so that those lines don't start peeling. Okay. And smooth it out so you don't have a blob at the tip. Perfect. And you just cure that another 45 seconds. And you want to keep your open polishes again away from your LED lamps. You don't want them to start curing. They will get thick and there's no thinning them out from there. Again, colors used, Pumpkin Splash, Toes in the Sand, brand new color for October, Meteor Aura, this is the color of the month. You can see the top of it there. And then Clearly Frisky. Okay. And then I can show you finished product. So there you have it, folks. Waterfall effect complete. I love it. I absolutely love that. Then what I'm going to do is put on my cuticle oil so that my cuticles are not looking as dry as they are right now. All right, wonderful guys. Have a great day.